Welcome to episode number 13 of Sheev's Throne Room podcast. This week I am joined by Zach, Andres, and Adrian. Don't really know what to talk about this week, but we got a couple episodes of Bad Batch, and there hasn't been a whole lot other than that. How you guys doing?
Uh, doing doing all right. Doing all right. I mean,
We got some Rebels
I just
action.
never like. Oh yeah, actually, I have been rewatching Rebels as well, and it's like
Oh no,
it's
in
just going
Bad
back and
Batch.
forth. No, yeah, but just because of those episodes, just been like, ooh, check some Rebels out. I think
Gotcha.
Azio's been watching it as well.
Yeah,
But,
Adrian,
yeah,
you finished
Definitely
it, didn't
this
it?
one's.
I finished. It's good.
Very nice.
It
Oh,
was
you finished
amazing.
Rebels?
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, Diego's now nearing end of season 2. I think it's like episode 20.
He's
Just
getting to
creeping
Thrawn.
along. Mm-hmm.
Thrawn is oh my god,
I
dude.
love Thrawn so much.
So amazing
Dude,
in that
apparently,
show.
like his part for Book of Boba is like reportedly already filmed, and they just haven't officially like
Yeah.
announced who's playing Thrawn. But I'm excited to find out, dude.
Do we hope it's the guy who plays it
Lars
for
Mikkelsen?
Rebels?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I hope so too.
Yeah,
It's funny because
It's just,
he got cast at around the same time as Thrawn as Mads Mikkelsen did for Galen or so.
Cassini?
Like literally around the same time.
oh, Galen.
It's funny. That
Interesting.
literally both the Mickelson brothers just got cast in Star Wars. uh, I guess we could talk a little bit about the two episodes, the Ryloth arc, I guess, because they're basically one episode. You can't
Yeah.
really,
It's like part 1, part 2 for sure.
you can't like. I saw some complaints is like the show is about the Bad Batch. There's no Bad Batch in this episode. I'm like, but it's like
And so
Technically, they were there.
they were
They
there.
appeared for like a minute and that was it.
Yeah.
But then, like with the second episode, it totally makes sense, and you needed that, and all
Yeah.
that. But
Mm-hmm.
it was
I
either.
mean, I
Go ahead.
go ahead, finish.
No, I was gonna say it was either people complaining about that or how they had like a hard on for Hauser.
yeah,
Like, that's one of my Twitter
Baja
feed was
Blast
full.
clone.
Baja Blast the clone. Yeah.
He was pretty chill, actually. But, so are they gonna explain why Captain Hauser, like,
I'm sure.
he's a clone that doesn't seem
I'm sure.
as like Empire, Stan?
I feel like that was a
It's like, I
too
don't know,
big.
guys, this feels wrong.
That was too big of a moment for them
Right.
to just leave it. I feel like they're gonna like in the next couple episodes still. Either I feel like he'll be back for like the finale.
Tie him back in some way.
Yeah. Because it
'Cause
like
either that, like, his chip was malfunctioning, or like,
or
not
he
as
just has so
strong, or
much
wears off,
so
or-
much free will that he just doesn't.
Yeah, like he overpowered.
Yeah, but even then,
That
like some of the
programming, I guess.
clones that were just the regs white ones that have no personality anymore, they threw down their guns too. So I mean, maybe there's some semblance of like they can resist it, like how Rex kind of did it, like find fives, whatever, and then
Mm-hmm.
Either that or the chips are just like wearing off.
yeah, or
Like they did.
it's like a kicks. What was the guy, the farmer? Was it Kicks? No, it wasn't Kicks.
No, it's,
I don't remember his name. Oh yeah, I guess he just
cut.
Cut. It was Cut.
Yeah.
He just didn't have a
Live
chip.
out
He
on
just
this
he
farm.
just like, I hate this war. I'm leaving and going banging this Twi'lek. Like,
Do you think he just didn't hear like the trigger phrase, like
Order
because he
66?
wouldn't have received? Yeah,
like
he's out
Cut
on his
or
farm,
Hauser?
It's not like he would have. Yeah, Cut.
Cut.
Hauser, I imagine, definitely heard that, but if like he wouldn't have heard that, right?
I don't think he
So
would have
maybe he
heard
could
it, but he
still be
also
activated.
like, just at the beginning of the war, he's like, yeah, I'm not about this, and just left. Like that was there was more free will than a lot of the clones had at that time. So
Mhm.
I think it's a column A, column B of he's so free willed that it doesn't affect him. Plus, he didn't hear it. Because at the
Yeah,
same time,
so
we didn't
what?
see his like scar or anything from it getting taken out by Rex, and he already met up with Rex. So I don't know. Or maybe it was just literally like they didn't have time to put the line on the side of his head.
Mhm.
So who knows?
Yeah, because didn't he
Something's
also
going
get
on there.
burned?
Hmm?
Never mind.
Are you talking about Crosshair?
No, yeah, I was just thinking about
lit on
Crosshair.
fire,
Yeah. No, we just saw him all normal.
full engine to the face.
Nothing ever
He's been
happened.
healing up.
Bro, burn. Take months.
A mission to hunt them down, sir.
I'm just still convinced they're gonna take out his chip, and he's gonna be like, "Nah, I'm still with the Empire. They're my
That would be
Yeah.
homies."
so
He's
sick.
like, this is actually, I get to do everything I've ever wanted. So you have no idea how long I was waiting to just
This is
shoot
the most
kids.
free will I've
He's
ever
like,
had.
guys, my chip has been out from the beginning. I
Yeah.
just really
He's like,
like
oh, I took mine out. Did you guys still
I
have
just really like electroshock therapy, and I like the
Yeah.
Empire.
they gave me a promotion. Why would I leave?
And this sick black armor. Like, what more could you want? Homie
I'm
just.
killing it right now.
Did you see that? I just shot a ship out of the sky. Like,
Yeah,
I just
actually,
shot Lauren
Loki kind of
Freeton
wanted
in the
that to
head.
happen.
But I guess there was also that episode on the Separatist capital.
yeah, but what kind
I
of.
don't think.
Did we talk about that?
No, I think the last one was right after the Cad Bane arc.
Maybe it was.
I mean, not much happened in that Separatist.
Yeah, but it was also like the foil to. Probably the foil for the next episode, which was the Ryloth, being like, yeah, the Empire's treating the Separatists and Republic cities more or less the same,
Yeah.
which isn't good.
Yeah.
Wait, you're not for equality?
No. Yeah, of course. Of course.
Let me be perfectly clear.
Oh, that shit.
But yeah, no, I feel like I don't know. People are gonna complain about.
Oh, they
whatever.
complain about anything. I just find it funny.
It's Star Wars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one hates
'Cause
Star Wars
You
more than
kind of
Star Wars
have to
fans.
have an episode where you explain who these people are and why, like what the situation is, to set up the conflict for the Bad Batch to be there.
Yeah,
I
and,
guess
like,
in
And it's a
some
good way
way,
to tie in Clone Wars, a good way to tie in Rebels, because like
well, even if this is the first animated show someone's watching, they don't know who
Mhm.
Hera is. They don't know who any of these
Exactly.
characters are. Like, it's great for us. I was like, man, it was like seeing Hera fly for the first time was awesome. I really like.
and speaking with a French accent, very thick, that she I guess just loses over time.
Well, does
I guess
that.
she's
She
just
does
gonna
it-
dip. And
She
then,
does it in Rebels.
she
where
speaks it.
It's not as strong, but I would assume, like in my head, the explanation would be she leaves when and then just grows up away from that. So she's kind of
Yeah, it's like when like English people come over to North America, they raise kids here that were born in like England. They have an accent, but then the kids slowly lose the accent. But when they talk to the
Yeah.
parents, they just instantly gain it back. Like it's something like that.
It's funny because the episode I was just watching on Rebels, like earlier today, it was where she has to go. They're trying to like steal
Oh, the carrier.
a ship. Yeah, the carrier, and they're like asking her dad for help and stuff. And they immediately just knock them out,
Yeah.
try and blow up the ship.
Fun fact about that episode: you know the when the Twi'leks, the girl, I forget her name. It's like Nalu, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
She's the young little girl Twi'lek in the Ryloth episodes of Clone
Oh,
Wars.
of Clone Wars.
Yeah,
Yeah, the one that's just like following
Waxer and
around
Boyle.
everywhere.
Yeah, because if you look at her armor,
Okay.
she has like one of some like orange clone armor on with
Mhm.
Waxer and Boyle or something on it.
She's been in this shit since day one.
Yeah, yeah.
Rough childhood.
I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old.
Just goes full Diego Luna.
Yes. I'm so excited for his show as well.
Yo, yeah. The
So
concept
excited.
the concept art for that and some like the behind the scenes. Apparently Krennic's gonna be in it. I'm like, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I really like most of their villains, actually. They always just have the coolest voices.
Yeah, Star Wars does be having a nice one.
Because that's part of why you need Lars Mikkelsen to be Thrawn. So I
Yeah.
hope he is.
Yeah.
Otherwise, whoever it
It's
is,
just-
I hope they. I don't know. They picked somebody that. Can
But
just
I
have
want
the
Pierce
same sort of
Brosnan. He
presence.
looks exactly like him.
Nah, I mean,
It's funny that
yeah,
everybody fan cast Benedict Cumberbatch, but I could see him doing that pretty well.
I can see him doing
Just like
it
going
well,
off
but
of like when he was doing Smaug,
yeah.
and like he totally like would get into it. I guess if he was open to just wearing blue makeup, which he's not.
I just feel like you already got like a seasoned actor doing this
Who knows the character?
who knows the character, who's has experience being on screen.
Who people already recognize as
Yeah.
that character as well.
He looks
You hear
like
him talking,
him.
you're
Just
like, oh
paint him
shit, that's
blue.
Thrawn.
Yeah. Like you're not gonna
Because
get
it's so
Mark
calm, but like commanding. at the same
menacing.
time. You're like, oh my god, yeah. Like
I-
this dude's not even worried. He's about to just kill me, not even break a sweat. He hasn't even had his morning coffee. I'm nothing.
Remember that episode where he just like, who is he fighting in his like practice arena that he had on the ship?
Oh,
Oh.
he's like fighting those basically
It's
death
like four
troopers.
things at once.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
see him in
He's
like,
like big vibing.
yeah, like it
Yeah,
was
it's
nothing.
cool villain.
And I still like that the only way that he got beaten was by like just insane force storm and then space whales. It's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
That would be the only way you could take out Thrawn.
Space whales.
And I mean, that was even then. That was just like relocate Thrawn. Like,
Yeah.
you just get him out of this situation.
Yeet him out of the war, please.
Because, is there anything in the like comics or books or whatever about
Where he
either
went?
Ezra or Thrawn after that point?
Nope. Literally nothing.
After Rebels,
Literally as much
Yeah,
as
that's
we've
the last
gotten.
we know of.
Last thing we got was Ahsoka being "Where's Thrawn?"
Yeah.
in Mando.
you think we're gonna see Thrawn in the Ahsoka series?
I think.
We'd
I
have
think.
to,
I,
I would
think.
think.
Yeah.
Thrawn is going to be the
I think we
quote
might
unquote.
see him in like Obi-Wan and
I don't think we'll be Obi-Wan.
Boba. You don't think so?
No, Obi-Wan.
You don't
takes,
think in Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan takes
I
place
think
10
Obi
years
Wan will be pretty
self-contained.
like, yeah.
There's some-
So it's just gonna be him on a planet.
Well, I think.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
just gonna be a day in the
Like,
life of Obi Wan.
Sick.
Apparently he's
Yeah,
going to
my
go off.
favorite.
Apparently he's going off
Confirmed
planet
to be
and
there,
stuff.
right? Because isn't
But he's doing small shit, is what you're saying. Nothing to take huge attention.
Yeah, exactly.
or maybe
I-
big, but not as related to everything else going on that we've seen.
Yeah, exactly. Thrawn, on the other hand, it looks like they're going to be setting him up as like the quote unquote Thanos of that era. So I think he might show up in Book of Boba, definitely will show up in Ahsoka, and I think he'll show up in Mando. Because they're
Mhm.
all kind of filming those around the same time.
Yeah.
Rangers of the New Republic is getting reworked, so who knows what's happening with that. I'm hoping for the Cobb Vanth show, but you know.
Which one was that one?
That was the alleged
Rangers?
Cara Dune show.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
You would have to rework that.
Yeah.
What
But
was
don't worry.
the?
Go ahead.
No, I was about to change the subject. So go ahead.
I was gonna say, but they snubbed her for the Emmys. Don't worry about it. It wasn't her acting or anything like that that snubbed her. But you know what am I saying?
Like Don Cheadle, you were in there for 30 seconds. What the fuck do you have to do to get with these things?
I love how Don Cheadle's like, I don't know how this happened, but hey.
He's like, I'm just as confused as you are.
Where
Shit,
am I
what was
again?
I about to say? Oh, you know, I was just gonna ask. They were making a like Rogue Squadron show as well, right?
Movie.
Movie.
Patty
Oh, it
Jenkins.
was a movie. Okay, that's what.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's the
I don't know
next,
why in my head it
that's
was a
the next
show.
movie.
Yeah. That's Patty
the next
Jenkins. Yeah.
okay.
Literally,
Patty
they
Jenkins.
just
She the
Wonder Woman.
first Wonder Woman? Yes.
Wonder Woman.
Which the first one was good. The first one was good.
I like the second one too. I thought it was fun.
1980.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Hey,
I
it
thought
was fine.
I thought it was
with
fine.
me.
I
I
think it
just
got bogged down
liked
by
the
a lot
first
of.
one more.
Yeah, but I think she's just a good director, and the writer.
Mhm.
I don't know. Honestly, don't know anything about the writer. He's just kind of done some movies, but at the same time, that means nothing because they bring in people that are nobodies in terms of writing, and they end up doing some of the
Yeah.
best work. So
What is?
I was gonna say I kind of trust them to pick somebody that they would know and hope could pull something good off. Because like,
Yeah.
especially coming off of the last trilogy, where they're like, all right, the last movie we put out, like,
well, I
to
mean,
everybody, the last two, I guess, movies.
look at
were-
Loki. They put Michael Waldron on that, and what he did previous was like Rick and Morty and stuff, and he wrote some of the best Marvel stuff. So I mean, and he's also going to be on Star Wars, the alleged Kevin Feige stuff.
You
So,
know,
I mean,
the writer for Rogue Squadron wrote Dora.
Wait, the movie or the
Yeah,
show?
yeah, he's the guy.
Movie.
That's He did Love and
Sick
Monsters.
as
Still have to watch
fuck.
that.
He did
Still
Love
have
and
to watch
Monsters
that.
and Dora. Those are the two big movies.
Oh, and monster trucks.
Question: What is Rogue Squadrons about?
So Rogue Squadron,
I know nothing of this.
the squadron that Luke is that leader of in Empire,
Mhm.
that is Rogue Squadron. That's like Wedge and Tilly's and all them. Uh, in Legends, there was like a whole bunch of books that was specifically about the Rogue Squadron's missions, and then there's also Rogue Squadron games. We don't know if this
They're all
movie's
fighter pilots, right?
yeah, it's all about fighter pilots and stuff. We don't really know if this movie is going to be taking place during the Empire era, like the Imperial era, or after Rise of Skywalker. We don't like it could be like the new, like kind of like Top Gun kind of thing. But we really don't know. It could go either way. The
Do you think this one is going to be like a standalone movie, or do you think it's
I think it's they're I think they're
going to
switching it
more
up
so lead
and
into their next thing?
I think they're switching it up and they're gonna pull the I hate to say like the Marvel way of doing things, but there's not necessarily gonna be like trilogies. It's gonna be like
Just
all
going
right,
to keep releasing.
yeah, this movie's out and then this movie's out and they're kind of connecting and then this movie out and they really are connecting. I think that's what they're gonna go with, and honestly, I think that's a better way of doing these types of stories.
It's been working out for Marvel.
Yeah, well, it's
I
working
feel
out.
like
It's working
as
out for
long as you
the
have the organization from the get go and at the top, which I think they more or less do right now
Yeah.
with Star Wars.
and I mean
Um,
it's working with the TV side of things, like with all the shows.
Oh, dude, it's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I mean, I'm
And
excited
most,
either way.
most of what people think about with Rogue Squadron right now is Legends stuff.
Yeah, and
Just
Patty
was not
Jenkins
really
actually
sort of
mentioned the
canon.
legend stuff, being like, we're gonna pay tribute to the books, but we also want to do something new, which is
Mhm.
100% fair. Like,
And those books are all still canon, right?
nope, legends.
No.
Oh,
But,
okay.
but Disney just re-released
All the
them
Rogue
on
Squadron
yeah
books?
all the Rogue Squadron books.
Oh shit. Okay.
But Disney just re-released them as audiobooks, fully unabridged, which they weren't before. So it's like they're starting to be like, hey, there's some stuff that's cool and stuff like that we're gonna draw from even more because they've been drawing from Legends for a while, obviously Thrawn, but like more heavily with like the story aspects and stuff like that. I'm excited. Like fighter pilot stuff is always cool. Rogue Squadron,
Yeah.
like the games are some of my favorite games ever.
Sorry,
Um,
did you say those are gonna be animated or live
That's
action?
live action. I
live
think,
action.
right?
It's the next Star Wars movie.
Gotcha.
The one after that is Taika Waititi's movie, which I am even more excited about
Mhm.
because I'll watch that man do anything. He can make a movie about taking a dump in a trash can and how to watch it, and
It literally is just an hour and a half of him on a trash can.
yeah, and somehow he would make it emotional. Like I don't know how he does it, but he makes comedy
He just
emotional.
starts monologuing, and it just turns out to be the most interesting.
and that was my
Just
Star
to
Wars
fix
movie.
the screen. Oh my god,
He's really doing it.
he's
Like-
doing it.
I've talked about this but not on the podcast. Did you guys see the video he did with Ryan Reynolds for Free Guy?
Mhm.
So
They put a lot of
they
like
put a
effort
lot
into
of-
that for it just being like a little promo spot.
It was
Yeah.
a 6 minute.
Yeah.
how do you get a Disney Plus show? Well, you have a dream, you lose that dream, and then you check your email, and Disney's emailed you.
But yeah, no, I feel like Taika Waititi's earned the right to just kind of
Yeah,
trust him. Be like, yeah, whatever he's
mean,
gonna make,
we even
it's
know
gonna
he's
be entertaining.
we even know he's directed good Star Wars too, because he's done.
Mm-hmm.
He did like one of the best episodes of Mando. So
Only really proven himself out here, honestly.
He only directed for the first season, right? Or
yeah,
was he back? For the second?
because he was in the middle of doing Thor for the second one.
Right.
Which apparently he's like, this movie should not be made. I don't know why this movie's being made. He's like, I just threw
Like jokingly or
jokingly being like, I threw so many ridiculous ideas at Disney, and they took it, and I don't know why this movie's being made. Like,
it is always interesting though when you have these like creative figures and then you finally get a company that just goes like, you know what? Carte blanche, do whatever you want.
do whatever.
Like a Kojima with Sony type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
We're like, do whatever you want. He goes, Death Stranding. We're like, we don't know what that means. We don't think we ever will.
There's a
He just
baby in
stays
a
out
bottle.
there. Yeah.
I still want to play that game.
He's making like a director's cut, quote unquote,
yeah, the director's
version.
cut, and
Even
then
though he said he doesn't like the term director's cut because it's not like they had cut anything. He's like,
But
they
it's
didn't make me
literally
cut
called the
anything. They let me
director's
do
cut.
whatever I want. I'm just making more, and I'm gonna add to it now.
that game is I don't know if I enjoy it or I don't know like I played about 6 hours of that game. I don't know if it's brilliant or like the dumbest thing I've ever played. Like
No, honestly,
legitimately.
Kojima is the actual master of walking that line. Of it's like, wow, there's something here. There is substance. There's a conversation going, making some interesting points, and then at the same time, he'll just have a guy that's like is shitting his pants, like literally. The first game I played was Metal Gear Solid 4, and I was like, wow, this is just a very like interesting dialogue essentially about the private military groups and the state of the world and
Yeah.
warfare, soldiers, nanomachines, technology, etc. And then literally it'll just cut to a scene about this guy that like is crawling into a barrel because he's about to shit himself in the middle of this battlefield. Well, you
Well,
just
I
run
mean,
into him like 3 times
the
more. And he's
beginning
always
of-
shitting himself.
the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 5 or whatever, it's like, all right, we're escaping this facility, and there's a flaming whale floating through the sky. And
Doesn't make any sense.
There's a man on fire. There's a whale on fire.
Yeah.
The man on fire is riding a Pegasus now, by the way. Also on fire. You're like, oh, and this is the first hour of the game? Okay.
I just escaped a military facility, and now we see the apocalypse. But yeah,
So, yeah,
Kojima's-
I'm interested to see what a Taika Waititi version of that is.
Yeah,
Like with the Marvel property, whatever. Just keep giving him money and let him do weird things.
yeah. And the thing is, I've enjoyed every single one of his things he's done. Everything, like literally, there's nothing that
Yeah, I've
not
not
like.
disliked anything I've seen.
Like Hunt for the Wilder People, awesome. He made a feel-good movie about Hitler, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I don't-
Jojo Rabbit.
yeah, like somehow
Hated
that
man,
was
man.
like, yeah. Anyway, Ryan Johnson's trilogy is apparently still happening too. So even though they said they're not doing trilogies, they are doing trilogies, but they're gonna do it differently. Like, I kind of guess like Avengers, like there's stuff in between them. I don't know. I'm sure
It's
they
a
got
little bit like a contained arc.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
them getting out of the Skywalker saga is the best thing that could have happened.
I hope so, dude.
Absolutely.
Like
And-
they
I'm sorry,
they
I
had
just
to,
wanted
they
to-
had to do it. They had to do it, but now that they've done it, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
They're not locked down anymore, which is
Exactly.
hella good because that's part of what makes Rebels so good is that it's not like bound to be like, all right, remember you have to connect these points in the end. Like
Yeah.
you're on tracks here. It's just let's
Oh, that-
explore, see what's out there.
Speaking of stuff like new stuff being made, Leslie Headland, she's doing the Acolyte. She actually did an interview about
It's another movie, right?
that's
Or-
that's a Disney Plus
That's
show.
a show.
Yeah,
Okay, I think that's how I confused Rogue being the show. Okay.
yeah.
I
And
thought
don't blame
Acolyte
me
was
for
the
being
movie.
confused. It's very much like
A lot of
here's
stuff.
names. We don't know what these are yet. But she did an interview about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. I think it was like 2 days after the last podcast even came out. Just talking about her series and her inspiration and stuff like that. She's like heavily influenced by the Phantom Menace and why the world the way it was in the Phantom Menace. So she wants to build that. I'm like, that's gonna be cool. And it's also gonna be dealing obviously with like dark side of things, so we might be getting some actual Sith lore. But then she also brought on a writer that has never seen Star Wars before in her life.
What?
Yeah.
Like,
Which
it
I
was a
am stoked
completely
about.
fresh take.
Well,
What
well.
the fuck?
So sideline. What do you guys think the best Disney era Star Wars movie is?
Best-
Movie?
Yeah.
Rogue One.
Adrian?
Like from the
For me,
all
that's
the
the one I
trilogies.
like.
From
Jesus.
the Disney movies. Solo, Rogue
So
One,
Force
and
Awakens onwards.
yeah. Adrian, what do you think is the best one?
Fuck. I mean,
That's
between Solo and Rogue One.
Okay, Zach.
Solo was very entertaining. as well.
Yeah, it was so good.
Like best all around movie or just my favorite?
Best all around movie.
Probably Rogue One.
Okay. The writer of Rogue One had never seen Star Wars before in his life.
No.
Bro, we need more like this.
So like as soon as she
Yeah,
said,
it's either Rogue One or it's anything except the trilogy.
yeah, like, but like
that is excitement.
universally,
That is
I think
excitement for that. Then.
universally, I think Rogue One is one of those ones that everybody's like, yeah, that was awesome. Like I really enjoyed that, and it tied in with the rest of the movie super well. The writer had never seen Star Wars up until that point. He didn't
And it
care.
also had that Darth Vader scene. at
That's
the end,
awesome.
Yeah, Tony
I
Gilroy.
think that's probably what contributes to that movie working so well as a standalone thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you need to have watched anything Star Wars to go into Rogue One and be able to
Yeah.
to be entertained and to follow along. Because anything that you would need to know, it's going to tell you, and then it just kind of wraps itself up neatly in a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, you don't have
It's
to
like-
worry about anything. They're all dead. So, oh, spoiler for
Yeah.
anybody that hasn't seen that yet.
Nah, you're not a Star Wars
I
fan.
can respect you if you haven't seen Rogue One yet. 'cause it's
Yeah.
a Star Wars movie.
But I think it's a
recent
great thing. You
memory.
get a fresh take, get
Mhm.
a different view, and so I think it's gonna be a good thing. There's some people who are like, how could you give Star Wars to a non-Star Wars fan? Well, Leslie Headland is like one of the biggest fans. She like keeps up with canon and all that. She's like, I got that covered. I need someone to give me a like, is this actually
other
good,
side.
or am I
Unbiased
being a
opinion.
fangirl?
Yeah, somebody that's not going to get caught up in,
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever the community would like to fight about or anything. Like they don't have any of that.
Yeah,
They just go,
exactly.
I'm just going to read up my homework to make this movie, and I'm only going to get like the actual proper information.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
So it's literally, I think that project is my most anticipated. I think, just because of that, and it's also
hard.
doing Dark Side.
I really want to see Diego Luna's show.
Yeah,
Just because
Andor looks
I don't know,
good.
that the aspect of it, like just the seedy underbelly where like the rebels.
And that's Tony
yeah,
Gilroy
this is
who
what they're
wrote
up
Rogue
to.
One. So,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah. So I think that might. I don't know.
Obi
I'm
Wan
very curious what
obviously.
they're gonna do with that Book of Boba
Book
and
of
Obi,
Boba. Like,
Star Wars Golden Boy.
yeah. Apparently,
Can do
they
no
cast
wrong.
a young Leia for that show. I don't know if that's true.
The internet was like, "Oh God, please protect this child."
Yeah, yeah. They cast the fifth brother, like the Inquisitor. So have some Inquisitors in there.
My name is Leia, and I'm a
Ooh,
princess.
Inquisitors are dope as fuck.
Yeah.
Every time I see one.
So I don't know how much I don't know how much
live-action
stock to put in.
Yeah. It shouldn't be too hard, honestly, to make live action Inquisitors. I think
No.
they can pull it off. I probably
Mhm.
I wonder if they'll take like the scare and just try to get human Inquisitors as best they can.
I doubt
mean-
that's like their biggest issue.
Yeah, because I mean, look at Mandalorian. They had a lot of good-looking
That's true.
special effects, but practical digital for like characters. Mostly practical, it seemed.
Most were practical
And
with a
whenever,
little
whenever
blend
it was like
of
CGI as well, yeah, they did a good job blending the two together, so nothing really stuck out that much. I mean, they got that Disney money, you know.
Mhm.
They
Think the
can
mouse is
afford
gonna
it.
let them fuck this up. Yeah.
So EA Play was today. That was
Oh, no.
That's what I was gonna bring up right at the beginning, but I wanted to
didn't
talk
see
about
any
that
of it.
first. Oh, okay. So
It
here's what you
was-
missed.
Oh, bad.
nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
EA Star Wars even said like, I don't think it was a week ago, but
It was like
a couple
4
days
days
ago, at least,
ago.
we have nothing to announce. Like for EA Play, there's no EA Star Wars there. Don't even don't worry about it.
When was that?
kids.
Because I posted
It
it.
was
It was
like-
July
So what the
15th. July 15th.
Yeah.
I posted. I just said pain.
Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah, I remember. Oh, that's right. They're not gonna put anything out until freaking
I don't know. I
Oh.
guess celebration.
celebration.
I guess.
Yeah.
But like a
Lego,
year.
Lego Star Wars isn't happening.
Lego Star Wars, I'm convinced, is not coming out.
Ever.
Getting shelved. Like, but all right, what happened though?
I don't
Because
know.
they've put out, they
They
were
haven't
pumping these
said.
Lego games out like one a year, easy, 2 a year sometimes. They're
Yeah.
like, what you want? Indiana Jones, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. Bam, bam, bam. Here you go. What else you want? Come on. We got shit to do.
I think it has
Okay,
something.
slow down.
I think it has something to do with the Warner Brothers restructuring because Traveler's Tales is part of that. Like the Warner
Oh,
Brothers.
aren't they
game.
getting sold? Or
Yeah, there's like a
partly
huge
bought out
restructuring going
something?
on.
Was Disney buying them too?
I wouldn't be surprised
No,
if they're in
it-
talks, but
The game was pretty much done.
yeah, but then it
So
got
I don't
delayed
get it,
because of
'cause
COVID.
It was originally supposed to come out. I mean, it ideally should have come out before the
came out.
last movie.
Well, they
or
didn't.
coincide
They
with
didn't
it.
announce it until after the movie actually came out. So
I was like, ideally, that's how they would have planned it. But But then they're like, oh yeah, it'll come out after the movie. It was supposed to come out the year after
Yeah,
the last movie, right?
yeah. Because it
And
was
then
like
nothing.
Rise of Skywalker, and then E3 was announced like the following E3, and they said it was coming next year, and then they put a date on it, and then they moved that date, and then they're like, it's an indefinite hold. We're still working on it, and that was the last we heard.
Yeah.
So
It's honestly just like watching like your Domino's tracker. Just order a pizza and you're like, all right, it's baking now. That's good. That's good. It's,
Casey
it's
hasn't
done,
been
basically. They just got to do that quality assurance little step. How long could that take? And it's just been that for a couple of years now. Like, guys, what the
the
fuck?
garlic butter's getting cold, man. Like
Toss the pizza. Just give it to me.
the next consoles are gonna be out by then.
Yeah, I just don't
Just the
understand.
next
I mean,
Cyberpunk.
were they, yeah, right? Like, or were
You
they
think they
using a
decided to
new
wait?
engine or something? I just don't.
They
get
made a whole new
what-
like this is the first time they built a new engine
they
from the
rebuilt it.
ground up,
Okay,
which
so
makes
that
sense.
does explain some stuff, but
But at the same time, they
you
said
built
they
the
already
damn thing. You don't know how to use it.
there was early footage of it in the back, like that got like
They've
leaked and
showed
stuff.
stuff.
There's
Yeah,
a full-on
There's some
trailer. There's
screenshots,
a gameplay
videos.
trailer.
Yeah, like
Like
Do you think
3 years ago, a gameplay trailer. I'm like, yeah, that looks good. It looks like it's done. Just
Give me
release
that.
the fucking thing.
I feel like
Do you
they
think
got
they're
over.
waiting on something else?
I feel honestly, I think
don't
the game
know.
is done. It's the whole WB thing. That's my gut, but who knows, man? I feel
I don't know how much more work
COVID
they could-
I think
contributed,
COVID
but-
extended a
For
lot of
sure.
it, but that's
For sure.
every game dev has been doing
But
that.
it's,
No,
but
a
it's
lot of
also
them
a
transition to work from home partly and stuff like that. I mean, games were still coming out,
Yeah,
and this one again was more or less like, I don't know, closer to done than it was like to in progress. It seemed, but
yeah, I don't know, but and
It's a game
they
that-
announced like the special edition and like the DLC already for it, like what packs it's gonna be. So I don't know what's going on. Like I've had this game pre-ordered for 2 years,
Oh my god.
so
Celebration,
ready
they'll
to
say
play, dude.
something, right? That's next year.
yeah. I don't know, man. It's gonna be the glorious day, but like much like Black Widow, I'm not gonna believe it's out until like probably after I finish it.
You know what? When
That
we go
one,
to
yeah.
Celebration, we'll all go to the panel that will hopefully announce it. Boom.
there's a
Yeah.
panel just called Skywalker Saga.
Well,
And
I
what
mean-
happened? Look, I'm just looking now.
Honestly, probably just run into one of the guys. Me and Zach ran into one of the head guys over at Lego. I don't think Zach realized who it was. It was like Zach. You know where we went and bought my Darth Vader heads.
Oh, yeah.
It was like the bearded guy.
Oh.
He's like the head designer of Star Wars Lego.
Guy's gonna be like, "This is the 100th time somebody's asked me this."
Cut gets on his knees like, you are like my god.
And the Swedish guy's like, "Oh, get off your knees.
We don't do that.
It's called the Boba Fett Starfighter."
Swedish is Lego Swedish? Or wait,
Yeah,
are they Danish?
yeah.
What is Lego?
Swedish.
Swedish?
They're
Oh,
Swedish.
shit, man. Damn. Good
I
for
believe.
them. IKEA and Lego. I thought it was Danish. But you are the Lego guy.
Making. I wonder if like
Hey,
their
they're killing it out here.
the Lego office over there has Swedish meatballs. I hope they do.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
it's like
Hey,
Swedish meatballs
literally right
made
now,
out of Lego.
IKEA Swedish meatballs just in my freezer right now.
Yeah, that
Wait.
slaps.
It
feel
is
like-
not. Lego is not Swedish.
Where are they?
Is-
Switzerland?
No, Denmark.
No, they are. It is
They're
Danish.
Danish.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it's Danish. I was gonna
That's
say.
right. I am the
someone say
real Lego
Dutch.
fan here. Cook, you didn't meet shit, all right?
Listen,
who you
I know
met.
Star Wars. I do not know geography. Okay. I can name majority of the planets,
what planet
but
or what moon it was on.
yeah. Like the moons are of Typhon are Ashla and Bogan, but
Shut up.
speaking of Ashla, Adrian, did you start the new?
First person to ever say those words.
Speaking of Ashla,
Did you start
The
reading
Force,
the
as you
new
call it.
High Republic books?
No, I have not.
Really good.
wait, are
The
they talking about Ashley and the High Republic books?
Ashla in the High Republic
That's
is
the second one, right?
What?
What's the second one?
Rising Storm.
Second High Republic book.
Um, the moon of Typhon is Ashla, but
Oh, I
also
thought Ashla
is also
like
the
the
name
Lestat.
is the name
Okay.
of the light side of the Force, and the Lasat called that the Force, but like the Jedi of ancient times called the dark light side the Ashla, and the dark side Bogan.
There's
So
already
it's-
way too many books coming out, dude.
and
I'm already
Um,
fucking lost.
that like the Bendu talks about it. He's like, I'm the one in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a lot of books coming out. The Rising Storm, whatever, is really good.
That's the last one that came out.
Yeah, that was the last High Republic book that just came out. High Republic is dope.
Gotta get on that.
Andres, are you gonna get into on these audiobooks, or are you gonna continue with your Dune graphic novel?
I am
What?
gonna get to them, but after Dune.
Yeah,
So in like 5 years.
yeah, Dune's a lot.
Dude. Yeah, but I'm only reading essentially the one book, and even then, it's like an adapted graphic novel.
Fair enough.
No,
You know what? We'll
Right.
save the books for when we do our road trip. That way, we'll have something like to talk about. There we go.
We
do
Listen to the
another road
audiobooks while we
trip,
drive.
dude, I listened to Lord of the Rings.
I have all the audiobooks
books.
of Lord of the Rings. I still haven't listened to them yet.
Actually, that's actually a pretty good idea if we do all the Star Wars.
Yeah, honestly, because it's a great way to kill time.
Yeah,
Every once in a while, I mean, after a while, you might be like, I need to put some music on, a little something upbeat, or I'm gonna get lost in the sauce and just get a road hypnosis or something. But
It's like we're all the way on the West Coast. We're on the East
Yeah,
Coast just
holy
now.
sh-
but I need to know about Stellan Geos.
So how'd you spend your road trip? Driving, listening to Star Wars. What'd you
we
see?
had to stop at a
Uh,
few more stops.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I do plan on getting to those eventually.
You probably enjoy the Thrawn book, the first Thrawn book.
I probably would.
Yeah,
put it on
I
my
feel like
list.
Thrawn would be sick.
It's a very good book.
I don't know if you'll recall, but well, it must have been at least like 2 years ago now.
When you ask for
I
a
was
list,
like, what are some books you? Yeah,
yeah, I think that's in our
and then
DMs.
pretty sure I pinned that or I screenshotted it. Do you remember I made a note of them essentially?
Just
I
like-
also
was
had
that-
asked, he was
was
like,
that
"Oh,
in-
what's the best order to watch Clone Wars?" And you're like, "Well, you could do it this way, or technically this is the chronological." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh,
okay.
I gave up.
I think you had like linked me like
Yeah, there's
Site
like
that had
on
that
the
order.
chronological
like,
on the website.
Okay. So this one's before the Clone Wars movie. Okay.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna watch it from the beginning.
It's funny because you sent me that list and I was like, nice. I'll keep this in mind when I start watching the show. And then I just ended up starting the show, and I just got sucked in and forgot to look at that other order.
Which I think it works totally fine that way. Like
Yeah,
I've done it
yeah.
both ways and it's totally fine.
Whoa, both ways.
Yeah, man, I go both ways, man.
No.
Okay.
I don't think we have anything else, unless you guys can think of anything. There hasn't been a lot of news.
Yeah, no. It was mostly the lack of news from
Yeah,
EA Play.
the
guess.
obviously Bad Batch looks incredible, like just visually.
Oh
Is-
yeah, that's something I think. Oh no, we did.
We
talk
didn't
about
really
that
talk about, like,
since
the whole,
last
like,
podcast.
Them integrating
Uh,
like actual pictures and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
it was
Well,
cool.
we talked about it privately.
Yeah,
but-
we talked about it privately,
yeah,
but
no, definitely. I don't know. Every episode you're just like, wow, they
It looks
have not
fucking gorgeous.
let up. Yeah, with the animation, spared no expense. It's insane, and I'm very glad that Disney has that budget to just throw around like that.
yeah. Well, I mean, they make
Well spent.
this insane amount of money up from Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Like what did they make with Black Widow on Premier Access was like 60 million, and they get all of that.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to
Yeah.
distribute that to like
Anyone
studios or anything.
on your streaming.
It's literally just
And it
them.
was in theaters as well, right?
It was in theaters, and they
Yeah.
made 80 million there, but
Made 80 million
60
in
million
theaters.
from Disney Plus is purely theirs. So they made out like 128 million or something like that.
Jesus.
Which good for them. It was a
Yeah.
decent movie.
I still have to check that out.
Well, it's crazy when. Just kidding.
It was better than I thought it would be.
That's good to hear.
I was just more surprised that it came out.
Is it for real? Until you actually start playing it, you see the beginning credits going. You're like, okay, they did release
The
it.
end credits, and I'm like, I still don't believe it.
I don't know.
When's
I
this
think they
movie
might
coming
change it
out?
up. I just watched the rough draft.
Anyway, yeah, that was a good episode. Hope you guys
Mhm.
enjoyed it. Thanks for being on here. All right. Then it's actually
Sounds so disappointed.
Yeah, you
What?
thanked them so excitedly.
well, like just kidding. All right, bye
I
everybody.
hope we held your attention earlier because I'm sure as shit not holding it now. All right.
Well, I don't know how to end these things. We're only 13 episodes in. I think I should figure it out.
Say
at this
good night.
point. Just like- All right, I'm gonna end this now. So have a good night, everybody, or day, whatever. Dang it! I don't know how to end this. I'm keeping this all in. Okay, bye.